Welcome to Good Mythical More. The wheel is landing.
BYMBB, your mythical best. Elderly YouTube tutorial is how we want you to be your mythical best today. If a loved one in your life doesn't understand YouTube, take a moment out of your week to sit with them and show them your absolute favorite videos. Record their reactions and post it with hashtag BYMB. Wow.
I thought we were gonna tell them just a tutorial on how to do whatever they needed. Let's bring in the Mythical Crew because, over the holidays, every time I go to my mom's house, Mom or Lewis, usually Lewis, because he's big on the computer with the local version of Craigslist.
Big on the computer.
He always has a question for me. And
give me an example.
well, this year it was the mouse, the screen works, but the mouse won't work. It'll move, but I can't click.
No clicking.
I can't click.
Got a non-clicking mouse.
Bring it on up, guys, all the way in. Let's be a big, happy family.
Did you solve the problem for him?
Well, I started moving the mouse around. The mouse would move around.
Okay.
And lo and behold, he was right. It would not click. It would right click though.
So,
Mouse is broken. It's usually something internal, but it was a physical problem. And then lo and behold, my mom comes up and she's like, "Well, we've got another mouse up here in this thing. And this is how she talked. Only when she's talking about a mouse does she talk
she talks like
a mouse."
Minnie Mouse when she talks about mouses.
So I swapped out the mouses, and it worked. And I was like a miracle worker.
No,
they literally
with the paper shredder. She says different voices.
Yeah. Paper shredder voice.
Now,
they literally worship me now.
If at an electronics store they've got a box full of what you're talking about, what do they say? That's a box full of what?
Meese.
Mouses. You say mouses when you
mice.
No, you don't say. I don't think you call them mice when you're talking about electronic mouses. I think you say mouses.
Pad, so I don't know.
Yo, I use a trackpad.
I thought you were like at
I call them clicky buddies.
That's a box of mice.
I keep hearing the toilet. What's going on?
Okay, we're gonna ask some would you rather questions to us as a group, and the answers that we decide will be the answers that all of humanity has to adhere to. Okay.
Now these are mythical beasts submitted.
Yep. First from Matt Tomlin.
Nervous.
Are you? Tess is nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Well,
you don't have to do
what if
anything.
we give bad advice or get it wrong?
Well, people have to live with that.
Okay.
That's what happens. That's the way the world works. Sometimes you say things, people apply it wrong, and they get in trouble with themselves.
I think the bigger question is why aren't we nervous? Because I think you make a good point here. Now that he's up the stakes,
Yeah.
Probably because we give bad advice all the time.
unsolicited.
Yeah.
I'm good at that
Used
too.
to it.
Yeah.
Matt Tomlin says, would you rather only be able to walk really slowly all the time or have to sprint at full speed wherever you go?
That's easy.
Sprint full speed.
Sprint full speed, no problem.
Is it this
Everywhere.
Oh, really?
Do you get winded?
Yes.
Like normal?
Yeah, you're sprinting with your current physical abilities.
Yeah, because you're efficient and it's a weight loss plan.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you'd have like jacked calves by the end of this.
Yeah.
Jack's calves.
You
Full on.
could eat whatever you want because you'd be running all the time.
You've heard about the guy in Santa Cruz who's the slow walking guy. I don't know if you've been
I went to college up there.
Okay,
and so I passed
know
the
about that guy?
slow
You're a
walking
slug?
guy. Huh?
You're a slug?
I'm a banana slug. World's worst mascot. Yeah.
Can I interject an off-screen story real quick?
Oh, Stevie's
yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Yeah, we don't have enough people on screen. Go ahead.
There was a guy at my high school that sprinted to every class. And one day I was walking up to the science building and it had that glass, it had little glass windows in the front doors that have the wiring on it. So you're not supposed to be able to break it. And if it breaks, it doesn't shatter everywhere.
Yeah.
That was broken out and there was just blood everywhere and dripping from the thing. And I was like, what happened? And the guy who sprints to class put his hand up while he was sprinting. It hit the glass instead of the door and his entire arm went through that window just from sprinting to class.
Well, we now have our answer.
Yeah. Slow.
You gotta take it slow.
Here was my dilemma during that, because when someone's speaking, you want to look at them, but since it was Stevie, I feel like I was going.
I look in her general. I can kind of see a sliver of her.
Oh, okay.
I can see her.
I should have looked at the sliver. You got to look at the sliver.
I would pick slow walking because that sounds horrible. And I met the slow walking guy, and I actually was one time sitting on a bench and I had like a 12-minute conversation with him as he walked by the bench.
So yeah, he's like a local yokel in Santa Cruz, which
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
a hippie town in Northern California, and he wears all pink, and he has a pink parasol,
Yep.
and like will paint like rosy cheekies on. Yeah, the urban legend is he's like a man of wealth and just does that because he doesn't
Nice.
need the money.
So is he just?
You got nowhere to be.
Can he physically only walk that fast, or is he doing it?
Oh, he's
on
doing it.
purpose?
It's an act.
Yeah,
Well,
think
it's
I'm
a
married to a
it's
guy
a
like that.
performance.
He looks like he's stationary until you look a little bit more closely, and he's moving. It's
like a sloth.
It's
That takes
incredible.
a lot
He's a
of
sloth
It's
guy.
incredible.
He's a
muscle
sloth.
coordination.
And he's done it for
Years.
at least a decade.
That was
Fancy
that
pink
was
sloth.
20 years ago
He's
that I had that
probably a
conversation
good
with him.
cuddler.
20 years ago, yeah.
Because he's a sloth.
Well,
I walked
18 years
into
ago.
a sliding glass door at a party one time, and I walked right out of the party.
Just kept going.
Yeah, right through. I'm done.
Well, I have sliding glass doors in my house, and I have a habit now of I walk through them like this. Every time, like in my own house, I'll walk like this.
I feel it.
It's like when I pee in the dark. I told you I walk through my house in the dark because I don't like to have lights on. So I'll literally walk.
What do you have against
Have you-
lights?
They cost money and energy. It's not good for the environment.
That's why you don't. Is it not because you don't want to fully wake up? It's because of energy savings.
Yeah. Well, if you turn the light off, then you got to get
Good
out
for
of the
you,
room.
Link.
How many seconds are your kids allowed to have the refrigerator open before you yell at them?
There's a beeper on it.
We had a beeper
I hate
installed.
That thing.
I was like, "Give me that fridge."
I've
Okay.
been to a party where people walk through crowds like this. You're like, okay, that's
You don't like those people?
no. Sorry.
Okay. Well, you don't
Yeah,
like
like
me.
having-
That's not true.
I'm a plower.
Yeah, he is. Kaylee Lynn Gifford, would you rather have to say "love you" at the end of all your phone calls, which is like the thing that Miss Telemarketer, Miss Telemarketer, Miss Telemarketer, yeah.
Just tell him
Even if it's a doctor's office, pizza delivery, or ex-girlfriend, or have to say no thanks every time someone tells you something genuine.
Seems obvious to me.
Yeah, I love you. I mean, listen. I'm a man who isn't nuts about talking about my feelings. I had a coworker once who we started doing that as a joke. Like every time we leave the room, he'd go like, "All right, I love you." And then we amped it up to just whenever we were walking somewhere, we would like hold hands, and it was like this.
Jordan, this was a relationship.
Oh my God! We adopted 3 kids. Ironically.
I don't think you understand how relationships.
Yeah.
We
No.
started saying, "I
I
love
mean,
you," and
listen,
we-
we would like make love as a joke, and I would meet his parents as a joke. But no, it was this weird thing that became comforting because like we started it as a goof,
But
it became-
psychologically,
yeah, it was
it
really
did
real.
something.
So now when I see that guy, we don't work together anymore. But
Right.
yeah, now when we like see each other
'cause you
out, we'll go,
broke
"Hey, I
up.
love you," and it's like,
Yeah,
right.
and it feels good.
Men have to open up their feelings, I think, is what we're learning today.
Yeah, I would say love you more, just kind of to be ironic.
Oh, back at the person.
But you do, I mean, I think the heart of the question is, do you want to be mean or nice to people? I mean, if you're going to default to being awkward in one way or another, I mean, you should be nice, right?
Totally.
But no thanks is kind of funny though.
No thanks.
If you snap when you do it too,
When I
makes it a
go
lot
pick up the
worse.
toilet paper and the toothbrushes, no thanks.
You can also
No, but we need them.
be creative with punctuation and be like, no thanks. You know, like
Yes, you can
No.
say
No.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's true. She
Thank
didn't.
you.
She didn't stipulate that. So.
And I guess you could say I love you. You could, I love you. You could like.
Yes, I guess I love you.
Wait,
Now
so
you know. What did we decide?
I don't know.
We're split.
Okay.
We decided
No, I think I
that
love
Jordan
you.
is in a long distance relationship with someone who
Yeah,
doesn't.
you should call him now.
Yeah. Jesse Joyce, if you're out there. Oh, everyone should annoy him on Twitter. He's a comic. Jesse Joyce. Tell him that I love
That's
him.
the choice.
Jordan loves you.
Yeah.
Jesse Joyce just got a plug.